Hey there. So the first time I tried to do this, I got through everything, all the presentation aspect of it, and then I ate it and it was great, and then I realized I hadn't hit record. So what we're going to do is, this is the first recipe I've ever done, basically something that's just very seasonal, easy to do. We're going to be doing a very simple bruschetta, and the Italian word, it comes from the Italian word for to grill, to roast over some coals. I don't have a barbecue or a grill or anything like that, so we're just going to do it in the oven. But basically what we're doing, we're just celebrating tomatoes. And what I have here are some great tomatoes. These are San Marzano tomatoes, and it's a special kind of plum tomato in Italy that chefs use a lot for sauces. And one of the reasons why it's so great is because it has such a very thick outer wall, and so it has great pulp and not a lot of seeds. At least in comparison with North American variety, you're probably going to be familiar with the Roma tomato. They're both plum tomatoes. San Marzano is slightly less acidic, less seeds, a little bit more bittersweet, and that's one of the reasons why chefs like to use it. But if you can't get your hands on San Marzano tomatoes, then get Roma tomatoes when they're in season. And the summer, tomatoes taste great. Winter, not so much. So basically what we're going to do is just a few simple ingredients. All we have are tomatoes, cipollini onions, or you can use any kind of small baby onion, but I would use cipollini onions. They have a more delicate taste. A little bit of garlic, some olive oil, basil, and bread. So basically, what you're going to do first is, I've already pre-chopped the onions and the garlic. It's just for the quantity that we're going to be making today, and it's bread this big times 2, so 2 of these size breads. Just half a cipollini onion and 1 clove of garlic, just finely chopped. It's a rough chop, but it's a pretty small chop. Okay, so you have those chopped. What you're going to want to do next is you're going to want to make the tomato base for the actual bruschetta. And what we're going to do there is, what I like to do is I just like to use a grater like this and cut the tomato in half, and then just grate over a bowl. And what you're going to do there is you're going to get the seeds, which for a rustic dish like this has great flavor and adds a lot of tomato flavor to it. And you're going to get the pulp, but none of the skin. So bear with me, I'm going to move in for a close-up of the grating action and then show you basically what happens. Okay. There we go. I think that's cool. Anyway, you just grate, easy, nothing really complicated. This dish is great because it's mostly all raw. There's no real cooking other than the toasting of the bread. And in the meantime, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to preheat your oven. Use the broiler, so heat coming from the top. If you have an adjustable one, that's great. Set it at maybe 350 Fahrenheit. If you just have one of those broilers that goes full out at 500 degrees, then just keep an eye on your bread. But we'll get to the bread in a second. So basically it's just, for this quantity, so 2 of the sizes of bread that I showed you before, just 1 1/2. You're going to probably want to do more though, so make it 3 San Marzano tomatoes or plum tomatoes, about the size. And what you're left with is this pulp, just tomato pulp. And just take your raw onions and garlic, put it in there, mix it up. And what that's going to do, the acid and the water from the tomato is just going to dilute the intensity of the onions and the garlic. And so you'll get the flavor, but you're not going to get the sharpness that is overpowering. I don't like to use a lot of garlic in my cooking. I think North America tends to over garlic things. So I like to be enough garlic, but not too much. Anyway, about the bread, just before, what I have here, what you want to do is you want to cut the bread in half like this. And I'm using French bread because we have a French bakery around here. So I got some French bread. Italian bread's obviously great. If you can get an Italian country bread, that's awesome. That's the stuff that they use for the traditional bruschetta. It's not entirely traditional. We're using French bread, but oh well. So what I have here is I have some garlic oil, garlic infused oil that I made myself. That's another recipe for another day. What you're going to want to do though is just get some olive oil, extra virgin, some good quality stuff, and just lightly, paint? No. I don't know. Brush it onto the bread. Not too much. You don't want to have it swimming in oil, but just a light tap. Okay, and then stick that in the oven. Just keep an eye on it, like I said, especially if you have one of those really intense broilers. It might be done in a minute, who knows. I should probably go check my bread. It's not done yet. So basically to complete the recipe, we have basically it's the tomato pulp, from the 1.5 San Marzano tomatoes. You have the finely diced, finely chopped cipollini onion and the 1 garlic clove finely chopped. What you're going to want to do now is season it up. So I'll move in for the action shot again. A few grinds of the pepper mill. I don't like to be really aggressive with the pepper, just a little bit. It goes a long way if you have freshly ground pepper, and always use freshly ground pepper. I mean, that's the better stuff. And when you're keeping it simple like this, you want those flavors to be nice and precise. So anyway, not so much pepper, but carefully season it with salt. And the key to this will be tasting it. So take some sea salt or kosher salt, and I like to use 2 pinches for this quantity. A 2 pinch, you can see I have 2 fingers, and just 1, and stir it around. Let that salt break down a bit. And then the key to cooking is basically salt and seasoning. And what you're going to want to do is you just want to taste. So a little bit more salt. So I'm going to take maybe a 1 pinch and just mix it around again. Oh, yeah, I shouldn't have used that spoon. Anyway, okay, yeah, so that's ready to go. Just taste it up again. The new spoon, yeah, I have a new spoon, or fork, whatever. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so my bread is probably done. I'll run and get that. Yep, okay, so the bread's done. It's crisp, toasted, nicely toasted around the edges. And to complete it, it's easy. What you're going to want to do just beforehand, I have 2 basil leaves that I've washed. Wash your stuff, please. And basically just slice it. This is called a chiffonade in the French culinary world. And just quick slices. You want a sharp knife. You don't want to bruise the basil or else you ruin all the flavor. All will be gone. Anyway, so then you just put it on the bread like that. Not so much. You don't want it swimming or else the bread's going to get soggy, and you want that crispness of the bread. And then just put your basil. You can add cheese if you want. Add a lot of things, but I just like to keep it simple like that. And then, there, that's enough for 2. So I guess now we have to do the action shot of me eating it and telling you how good it tastes. And you kind of believing me. Yeah, it tastes good. Anyway, enjoy. It's great. If you have good quality tomatoes in season, salt, basil, garlic, onions, bread, how can you go wrong? Great snack, really quick. Okay, thanks.